Conquerors, Warriors, welcome into another edition of the Front Seven Rush Show. I'm Ben Singer, got my superstar producer, big time, Bijan Kelly.
We're in this thing.
What's up, bro?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I like to start off with a little something, you know what I mean?
A little something.
Man, listen, let me tell you. You know, the hard truth about, being entrepreneur, people always see the glam and the glitz, and everything glitter ain't gold. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
don't get it twisted. I think that's the best way to go for sure. But you got to be a strong individual, man. You got to be strong, man, because when when things start happening, it's like a snowball effect. And don't have different irons going on at one time. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I hear you.
Bro, let me tell you, if you can't mentally handle it, because it's trying mentally. You know, it's almost like the stock market. You could be on the top of the world one day, and the next day you can be trying to climb out the gutter, man, just
Yeah.
because of different situations that go on, dealing with different situations, different people,
Yeah.
stuff like that, man. I'm telling you, man, it's you know, you do stuff and you know you got great intentions and you plan on, you know, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna invest my money, this gonna happen, this gonna happen. Then once you get in and you see that a lot of people turn, you know, have to give you the thumbs up before you can continue to the next phase. These people don't know you, they don't care about you, they could care less who you are, how
Yeah,
much
yes.
money you've invested, whatever. They're gonna do just so much. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
so much, and it's out of your control.
It's totally out of your control,
But
man.
everything else up to that point on your side is in your control.
I mean, as far as you
It's the
can do,
mind,
you can only do what you can control. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
But I'm saying on the path of an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
there's a whole lot more in your control. But then you still always have to come across those.
And you have to get to that point, especially when you're starting something like a startup business.
Yeah.
You gotta weather these different storms, man, that come along, and you be like, you know, and don't be dealing with multiple people with the same project, because one person is going to say one thing, you feel like you get that taken care of, somebody else from the same department is going to say something totally different, and now you looking like, well, damn, she said that, you know, now you're saying, and it's just you just be like, you know what I'm saying, it just be,
Wish we were all just in the same room kind of situation.
yeah, and you would
Yeah.
think that we all on the same page. If I'm dealing with one department,
Yeah.
why we not all on the same page? But it just doesn't work that way,
No.
man.
No.
And you start questioning, like, why? Why is it not more simple it just, you know, it should be. It should be just simple, but it's not.
I feel like I understand what you're saying. I really like what you said about the stock exchange, where you were like, at first you started talking about the mental gymnastics it takes and like that confidence you gotta have, and like, when you're investing on the stock exchange, you gotta have a strong stomach, or else you're just gonna jump out of every investment you do. And I think
Right.
that was a really good metaphor, that because as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to quit, because there's going to be, I mean, those those, just like you see the stocks go up and down, like that's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen. I mean, multiple times in a week, maybe in a day, like just starting off, and then
Yeah.
far, maybe less in between as you get better. But like you're saying, then if you have multiple things going on, multiple
Mhm.
coals, or yeah, what you
Yeah.
say, multiple irons in the
Multiple,
fire.
yeah, more different irons in the fire
Yeah,
that I mean, you know, because most entrepreneurs they have like, what is it, four streams of revenue? I think
mm.
it's 4 or 5 streams of revenue. They say that
Most
you need
have
to
or should have.
they say you should have
Oh, okay.
at least four. I think it's 5 streams of revenue or something like that.
Mm.
Um, that's just, I mean, that's what all of the experts say, you know, the people that's made it, that you need to have multiple, they say you need to have multiple streams of revenue,
Yeah.
you know. And that's right, I totally agree, you know. However, man, you have to be a strong individual, brother, because you know, you just have to be able to deal with the hills and the valleys, man. And I think if it was just based off of you, the individual,
Mhm.
and not having to depend on other people that's in certain positions to pass your stuff on
Yeah.
through, that you have to get approved and stuff
Mhm.
like that, it would be an easier transition. But mm-mm.
And that's kind of what I was trying to highlight, is the fact that you would be the type of person that would be in more control as an entrepreneur versus, like, there could be some people that are a part of a bigger project and they may not be the lead, or they may not be really in control, but they're just a part of it and reaping the benefits, right? So, like,
Well, I mean, you saying with the trucking,
well, yeah.
but with the trucking, yeah, I'm mostly in control. But still, I have to get contracts from different people that may or may not give me a contract just based on whatever they feel.
Yeah, and that's where I'm saying you would feel that pressure because you're
Right.
the one,
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
Versus in like a larger group or a different project. I don't know if you have any irons in the fire where you're not the main person, making those
Nah,
decisions. Yeah.
nah. I see what
Yes.
you're saying now. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yes.
I'm feeling the blight.
Yeah. You're,
I'm
you're
feeling the
the
body blow.
shield in front of
Yeah,
everyone else that's helping,
yeah. I'm
or
feeling the body
a
blows
part
for
of the
sure.
ship. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just you just I'm just saying, I just like people to know, man, you just gotta have a strong stomach, but it's definitely worth it. But you have to be a certain kind of individual. You can't be, you know, impatient, you can't be weak, you can't be, you know, you know, when you don't have a moderate temperament. I mean, because you can get yourself in some trouble because you'll find yourself ready to cuss some people out, man.
Mhm.
And it's just you have to breathe heavy. You have to, you know, turn your head. You have to go on, man. But it's not easy. It's really not easy, man. It's not easy. Um,
Let me ask you something. Yeah, me forever said that's what separates the great from the average. 100%. Let me ask you something. So, when you, knowing all that you put into your business and your projects, which are most likely all businesses, uh, um, when you come across somebody like that you have to go through, and they're treating you like whatever, or they're haphazard with the information, or blah blah blah, what stops you from trying to check them, or tell them, hey, how much I have to kind of deal with, or what keeps you from that, I guess, going over that edge?
Knowing that ultimately at the end of the day it's going to be up to me, and even at that point it's still up to me to be able to control my emotions
Mm.
so I won't have that problem. Because I seen this on a TV show one time on Kings of Queens. I'm gonna give you a great example. Some contractors did some work at Doug and Carrie's house. Well, Carrie is a hothead. I work for a law firm.
Yeah.
Because the work that they did was, they was kind of dragging their feet. They wouldn't,
Right.
saying it was going to be this amount, then it ended up being more, being contractors. And so she was like, I'm gonna get my law firm involved. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. So she goes in and gives them a piece of her mind and this and
Right.
that. And you're gonna do this, and
Right.
those guys pulled their tools, man, and left and went home.
And now
And
what?
she was like, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go talk to my boss, and he's gonna get on this, and we're gonna be owning this company. She went to the boss. The boss said, which was a lawyer on the show. He said, I'm gonna tell you, it'd be better off just kissing their ass. He said, because
Yeah.
number one, it's gonna cost you more money to win this
Mm-hmm.
than it is probably for you to just let them do the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just certain businesses, man, people in certain areas that have a pen. That's why they say it's nothing like the power of the pen.
Mm-hmm.
I can get in somebody's face all day, and you need to do this. And let me tell you something.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
They will 9 times out of 10, if I'm trying to get some paperwork passed for something, and I piss these people off
Right.
because they're not doing their job,
Right.
they can. I don't know what happened. I lost your application.
Yep. Easy. Easy.
I lost your application. I don't know what happened to it. Can you redo it?
Easy. Yeah.
And bro, that can go on and on and on and on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just overhearing a phone call the other day where um someone had I forgot who they were talking to on speaker, but it was a person they had to go through to
Mm-hmm.
get something. And they asked them something, and I don't think the person they had to go through really really liked how they were coming at them, how
Mm-hmm.
the person was approaching them.
Right.
And I felt a shift in their tone, and all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden I was hearing things like kind of what you were saying, like, oh, we lost the application. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was something like, oh yeah, it was something like, oh no, we don't carry that anymore.
Yeah.
And oh, no, you can't get that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's like, easily. And what
It's
what
it's
what can you say? What could you do?
you can't see. That's what I'm saying. You can't say you can't do nothing, man. I used to work for a company years ago where it was. I used to work for a company years ago where people would come in, customers, and complain
Mm,
like to managers about certain individuals with the company.
right.
And they would be the managers would go up and be like, "Oh, okay, okay, I'm gonna look into that. I'll look into that. Yeah, let me look into that, and then I'll give you a
Yeah, let me
call."
look into that.
Yeah,
Mm,
they may or may not, and this happened to me as the employee. I
yeah.
mean, they came to me. This lady said, this was happening, and it was late, and this and that. I was like,
Hmm.
man, no, man, that was da 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 da.
Right.
And it was like, oh, okay, all right, well, just make sure you do this next time.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. Nothing happens, man.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing
Because you
happens,
could
man.
always chalk it up to, oh, oh, this happened or that happened. It's not my fault, you know.
Yeah,
And you just completely wasted that client's time, that customer's time. You mean
the customer
you
wasted their time. That's what I'm saying. We would be the customer. We're talking about the person that has our destiny at that moment in their hands. It
yeah.
has to go through them to
Yeah.
get to here.
Yeah.
So the worst thing we could do is go and you need to do that. Why the hell you ain't da 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 da? They're gonna be like,
It's
oh,
their yeah. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I tell you what. You next day you call them, did you da, 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 not answer the phone? Do you
Yeah.
know how easy it is
Yeah.
for these people just to not answer the phone
They
for
did it
like
to
a week?
themselves. Right. Easy.
And
Easy.
then after the week, somebody else answers the phone and they say, oh, she's on vacation.
Yeah. Oh, but what did you need done? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
here you go.
Oh, I'll make sure she gets the message when she gets back.
Oh no, there is that too. Yeah, if
Yeah.
because they could be in cahoots.
They are in cahoots, bro.
No, it's happened to me before where I wasn't in cahoots with whoever, and
Mm-hmm.
a request came to me, and I was the employee, and I was like, I guess I was just dropping people in the grease because I'm like, oh yeah, I could, yeah, da 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 da, this is
Yeah.
how this is, and here's your answer, and yeah, I don't know who told you that before, but hey, I'm sorry for the
Right.
blah 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 misunderstanding, and but
Where you have integrity. You can't a lot. There's so many people that don't, and
yeah,
it's just so easy
yeah,
for them to ruin somebody's day, man.
yeah,
And
and that's how
so,
I experienced a lot
yeah.
of that because I'm like following up behind those people. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they told you? Oh,
Right.
you must have. You must have, but the way the person's talking to me coming through the phone, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I could easily do the same thing, but like you said, I'm not gonna do that. But
Right.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, these people are just trying to get something done. They're not.
yeah.
I mean, and nobody knows the next person's struggle.
Mm. Oh yeah.
the issue, the connect comes in is when you actually give a care.
Right.
Most of the time, most people don't care about what somebody else is going through, man. So
No.
it's just easy for them to say, "Oh, yeah, I can't find it."
Yeah.
Well, I emailed it to you, and I'm looking at it right now, and you should have it.
No.
When did you email it? On the 7th. Oh, okay. Let me see. No, I don't see it.
Do a couple spins in their chair. No.
Yeah, man. So it that just saying that, man, and just putting
Yeah.
that little tidbit out for people, man. To if you ever gonna start your own, just know that it comes with a lot of patience. It comes with a lot of discipline, and it comes with a lot of emotion control
Mm.
that you have to have because, man, it can take you over the edge, man. It can
Yeah.
take you over the edge if you're not careful. It can definitely take you over the edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple of things I want to discuss with you, man. I had sent you some videos like I do um on TikTok, man. Yeah. We'll talk about, first of all, that Baltimore Ravens, ex-Baltimore Ravens player Michael Orr, where they made that movie, The Blind Side.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You remember that with Sandra
I
Bullock
remember that.
and you're right.
He
So
was a
this
school
guy,
kid
he's suing that family now because
because of the
apparently,
representation, right?
yeah, and apparently they made some deals off of his name to
I
where
bet.
the mom, the dad, the sister, and the brother made over X amount of millions of dollars,
I
and
bet.
he didn't make any out of that.
From
You
the
know what I'm
movie,
saying?
or
From the
comparatively, yeah,
movie and the stuff surrounding the movie, just off of his name.
wow.
And so now he's finding out that he wasn't legally adopted. They just kind of did some paperwork to where they had rights to anything in regards to the likeness of his name. And so now,
Wait.
yeah, now he's suing them, man.
So he wasn't legally adopted. He's just now finding this out. He wasn't legally adopted. It was something to. Instead, it was something that sounds
I
like.
don't I don't know if he's just now finding it out, but it's the news. It's in the
Oh,
news
okay.
right now. I
Okay.
don't know if he's just now finding it out or he is just not realizing that they're making so much money off of his name.
So are you saying that when he was brought into this family, they that whole ownership of his likeness happened then, or are you talking about like that happened later down the
No,
line?
it happened then. He thought that they was adopting him, but they just was kind of owning him.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah, and if you want to be technical, based off of what I heard, now I may
Yeah,
be somewhere off, and it's
yeah,
just me listening to videos and kind of doing my own little research. But yeah,
yeah.
basically they had some paperwork filled out where, and I don't know what they call it, but they kind of owned him. Yeah, and so they were able to, like they the one did that movie. You know what I'm saying? And made money off of that movie.
Now I can understand someone, that's their story just like it's his story, you know? So I could understand them making money off of selling their story, getting their story turned into a movie. But I also understand his name is tied into it as well, and he
Right.
should get a share of that.
He and
Now,
he didn't get any from
now
his
I didn't hear anything about him. Like I heard something about him not getting a share or anything like that. I heard
Mhm.
that. I didn't hear about this whole ownership of his like likeness or some type of, or he wasn't really adopted. That's
You
interesting.
have to research it, man. Like I said, I was listening to it this morning. I was like, wow, this is my first time hearing about it.
Hmm.
And he's definitely suing them because of some in that regard. I don't know if you maybe could, pull
Yeah,
something up really
I
quick.
just I just looked up something. So the father's name is Sean. Tui?
Tui.
Tui.
Tui. Yeah.
Okay. So Sean Tui has
Sean and
responded
Leanne.
to allegations that his family faked Michael Orr's adoption for financial gain. And his response to that was, I gotta scroll. Okay, so Michael Orr filed a petition in Tennessee on Monday alleging Sean and Leanne never legally adopted him, but tricked him into signing a document that made them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. Oh, that's like the Britney Spears thing, the conservatorship.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Gotcha.
yeah, that's basically ownership of that person. It's, I mean, I think that's like beyond power of attorney. Uh,
Right.
but Michael claims that after he moved in with them, they presented him with what he believed to be adoption paperwork. Uh, and the petition that he filed alleges that they told Michael that adopting someone over the age of 18 was called a conservatorship.
Mm.
Mm,
So they
mhm.
told him that, but what does
Wow.
that mean? Does that mean?
So he signed that. He grew up with them, all this and that. And in February of 2023, he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented to, um, on the basis that he thought this would make him a member of the family, actually provided no familial relationship with the Tuohys. All it did was allow them to profit off of his name and make business deals in his name. So, The Blind Side, a movie that they made,
Mm-hmm.
uh, grossed more than $300 million globally. Um, and the Tuohys earned $225,000 each, as well as 2.5% of the film's defined net proceeds. And Michael received no compensation for that. Uh, huh. Wow. So the Tuohys, it's alleged that they just allow the general public to believe that they legally adopted him.
Mm-hmm.
And now Sean Tui has spoken out against that. He says the claims are insulting and his family is devastated. He said it's upsetting to think that we would make money off of any of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16.
Hmm.
Huh. After telling the outlet that his family didn't make any money off the movie, Sean clarified that the author who wrote the book that inspired the script gave them half of his share.
Hmm.
Dang, so they got even more money. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
What else happened here?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man. I'll keep up with it because I'm
yeah,
interested in it. Because that movie was great to me. I know not Michael Orr personally, but I love his story.
yeah.
It's a lot of young kids out there like that, and it's just an interesting situation. And then he was a great player, man, great player.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely keep up with it. I'll bring some more back a little later. But yeah, me forever say that's
Oh,
some
okay.
slave
One
crap.
last thing.
Hmm.
One last thing. Sean Tui said in his response to the filing that he would be willing to end the conservatorship. So the conservatorship is real. There was no adoption. There's no allegation there. There was a
Hmm.
conservatorship,
Well,
and
yeah,
Sean
you
is
can
saying
end
that
it now. Hell, he don't even play football no more.
that's ridiculous,
He
man.
don't play
Wow.
football no more. He ain't making no money now. They
Why
ain't gonna
would they
forever keep.
sign?
Well,
Why would they do?
they claim that that's the only way they could do it. They couldn't legally adopt him, so they did that. But they
That
could have
is
just had him close to the family. They ain't had to do any paperwork.
that's so sketchy. I mean, it makes me think that they either had experience with that, knew a lot about that at the time, or they were given legal advice to do that.
Yeah, they was probably giving legal advice. See, this family was well off, from my
Mhm.
understanding already. This guy
Okay.
owned like 30 some Taco Bells.
Mm,
So
okay.
he was already, from what I
Yeah.
understand, a well off family, well
Oh
off
man.
guy.
All
Yeah.
all I all I see after you said that is I'm thinking he's like, oh yeah, we'll take in this, this black boy, and look how big he is, and if he, hey, we'll do this conservatorship, and hey, this is
Hmm.
another iron in the fire, for him, 30 Taco Bells plus more. He's like,
Right.
hey, this guy could be the next, thing, and I mean, wow.
And he was, man. He was tough. He was first
Wow.
round draft pick from
Hmm.
Ole Miss.
Wow.
Me was at some slave crap. Toy said, I heard his suit is coming premature because he should have done that. And they said he was paid half, basically, if most, and his got everything they did. Me forever say, so they were his handlers, not his parents.
Yeah.
Sound like it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Toy said, I heard he was paid. The family also said that he was paid. You guys think he was paid? I
I don't
mean,
know.
I don't know. They're saying he was paid. He's saying he wasn't. So if he was paid, that's one of them things right there. They probably paid him some, but he's saying he didn't get paid all he should have been paid. So as far as he's concerned, he wasn't paid. I think that's what that means. If you ever say he also had a learning disability, so they knew what they were doing. Yeah, man, it's stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, however this ended up, and if there's any truth about that movie, they put him in a better situation. That's the way I look at it.
Hey, yeah,
Based off of what he was in, I mean, sitting on a bus bench in the rain because he ain't had nowhere to go,
yeah.
really too big to hold in a foster home. Nobody
Hmm.
wanted to deal with that. So he was just kind of homeless, and they took him in, regardless of what the outcome was. They took him in, gave him a roof over his head, and
Yeah.
so if he had to be a handler, had to be if he had to be somebody's property. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but what else? He didn't have anything else to do.
I, I, I'll say it like this. I don't even think they had to disguise it. I think anybody in that situation, knowing, okay, I'm 18 or I'm older than 18, no one has to, you know, especially Michael. I'm sure he understood. No one has to do anything for me at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
for a family like that to take him in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure they gave him everything that the kids
Yeah.
had, right? I think they could have just approached him with it as just an agreement, like, hey, we'll do this for you if you do this for us, and we're gonna work to make you big and hit the NFL, and then
Nah, they couldn't have did that.
no,
Nah, they couldn't have did that. Based off of the movie, and that's all we got to go on. I mean,
yeah,
because in
how
the
accurate is that
movie,
movie?
in the movie, somebody told him that they were using him to go to their college, their alma mater.
Mm,
So I mean,
mm,
I'm not real sure, but I think they did it. I think they handled it, especially in the beginning, the right way. And then yeah, once they start seeing, okay, I mean the guy's a businessman, Sean. So he was like,
right,
okay, we're gonna might well make a little coin off of a
right,
good deed.
right.
And so that's kind of the route he took. But like I said, man, I would take going to live with a wealthy white family all day before being homeless and my mom is a crack addict and
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know where my next meal coming from.
But that's why I'm saying they could have easily just been like, "Hey, here's a contract."
I don't think he had the mental capability to understand that because
He would have accepted it.
he still was a big kid.
Yeah.
If they would approach, I mean, I don't know, man. I see what you saying, but you saying it like he was a grown
No, I'm not saying like he was grown, but I think he would have agreed to it either way. Whether he
man.
completely understood what it was or not, he would
Yeah,
understand the basis of, okay, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
may have.
And then as he grows up, probably be like, "Oh, that was predatory. I didn't know what I was signing." But like,
Yeah,
I don't feel like they needed to disguise it as adoption papers.
right.
I think he would have agreed to it.
It may have, and he may have. I don't know. I guess we will never know.
Yeah, that's
We'll never
crazy though. Hey, You want to get adopted by us? We love you. We love you. Hey, adoption when you're over 18, it's called conservatorship. Here
Yeah.
you go. Sign
Bring your 6'6", 330 pound behind home to the house.
that. We got a whole room for you. What? Yeah, we
Yeah.
got plenty of rooms. Yeah.
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 Oh, you're not oh, what? Food? Yeah.
What you
No,
mean food? You get a big old refrigerator in there, and you have Taco Bell every night if you want it.
no.
Yeah. It's something some definitely I'm gonna keep an eye on, man. So BJ, I sent you a video, man, and you can just show it vaguely. It's I sent it to my it's funny, but it's not funny. Um, but this is what happens when people that's related get together
Uh-oh.
and have
Yeah.
sex. So these are an inbred family, and this guy has been following them, man. And I mean, the deformities they have and stuff like that is, of course, I'm again, it's not funny, but it's interesting because they say, if mess with your cousin, this what'll happen,
Yeah.
and so um it was said that this is what happened to this family, that cousins were, procreating with one another. And so this family kind of was originated from that. And this guy has been following them around, and the videos are going crazy, man, because people are just like, I've never seen humans like this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't know if it's this specific one that I've seen, but I've seen it before where
Oh, you've
there's a
seen it.
guy following a family. Yeah. And
Mm.
he was following a family, and there were these brothers, and there's the whole family, and they all lived together, and it was
Yeah.
just, and then they were still doing it and still having kids, and he would be like, yeah, and this this kid was
Wow.
born 2 years ago, and like,
I didn't see all these people that I seen on the video are grown, and they just all kind of live together. And yeah, so if you can real quick, let people see the Whitakers.
the Whitakers. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember his face. Yeah.
Who does the dishes around here? Who does the dishes around here?
I do the dishes, and he does it sometimes when I come going out do them.
Yeah, Timmy's very helpful, isn't he?
He watches sometimes, but he
She's the
always
most
wants
normal.
more.
She is.
I might get on again.
The rest of them don't talk.
I am.
I see.
You gotta train these boys.
I watched them this morning. I did.
And this guy's apparently he's giving them money, trying to help them upgrade their home.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting. Let me skip through a little bit.
Look how that little girl is. He got her with him.
Were you serious? I thought maybe that's the camera, the girl with the cameraman. I wish he would, and maybe he doesn't in this video, but I wish he would, explain like, oh, hey, this is the family tree.
Right. Well, he may do. He may have. I just hadn't saw it yet. But he took him to Walmart one time, and
Yeah.
he let him buy a bunch of groceries and stuff like that, man. And see, that's the girl with the cameraman.
They all eating pancakes. Yeah, I figured she was with him.
Yeah, she's with the cameraman.
They all eating pancakes. They eating real good.
Yeah, man.
He said, "What? Is that another pancake for me?" Oh my gosh. They all look like family, I'll tell you that much.
They do, man. So I mean, just if I just wanted us to see this video. So if any of y'all thinking about messing with your cousin, this is what you got to look forward to. So you might want to leave that alone. You know what I mean?
I think that's done with, at least on that scale. And
Yeah.
hopefully on other scales smaller than that. But I know there's multiple families like that in the South that still exist, still live, you
Mm,
know, because I've seen videos of them. I've seen these people, and
mm,
there's another family as well. But yeah, this was
yeah.
done 60 years ago and stuff. This was the work of of some early 1900s.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's not a good deal, man.
yeah,
It's not a good deal.
yeah. Man,
Yeah, man. So listen, let's get off into this major deal going on right now. So you got the thing that happened in Plano, Texas. Yeah. So you got the security guards who throughout had some young girls removed from the bowling alley in Plano, Texas. Now, the video shows the security cussing them and really, really bad, and the girls getting, they're responding, and the security guard even maced one of the girls because they
Woo,
was telling them they had to leave,
that's
and I
rough.
don't know what was going on, why they was asked to leave or whatever, but it was some young girls. I'm not sure how many, but it was some young black girls, and the security guards were black also in this occasion. So it's not a white black thing. This is a
Yeah, just
authority
aggressive,
versus very
secure,
aggressive.
aggressive. Yeah.
And so it's becoming a big deal. Now I seen a video a few minutes ago where one of the girls' family looked like the uncle, the
Yeah.
mom. They go to the bowling alley and they go to confront the manager. Okay, white
Yeah.
guy. So
Okay.
anyway, he's talking to him, and we need to know the security company. We need to know the names,
Hmm.
their number. And he's like,
Right.
"Look, I
Reasonable.
can't give you that. I can't give you that. I can't disclose that. I can tell you the name of the security company,
Right.
and that's it. But I can't give you their number." And what he was trying to explain was, now listen, this is from a business owner's deal. What he
Mhm.
was trying to explain is, I don't want to give you their number. Something happens with you or with them because I gave you their number, and now I'm in the middle of this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
And
here's their
parents,
name, and you find them yourself.
here's the name of the security company. You do your due diligence and whatever. That's
Yeah.
on you. But I will give you the name. Well, they didn't like that. They didn't like that.
So now
So
he's in their sights.
he's in their sights, and then you got the uncle, he's on the side. My wife is a lawyer, and I'm telling you did this and you did that, and you breaking this and you breaking that. And shut up, man. That kind of goes back to what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
When you can catch more flies with honey. I understand what happened in those guys. To me, the video I saw, they was way more aggressive probably than they had to be.
Okay. Yeah.
However, we don't know what them little girls was doing. We don't know, but I mean, because what we could hear it was how they was cussing back at these grown men also.
Right. Right. Right.
And most of the time, if security just say, "Hey, y'all got to go. We need y'all to go," and you go, that's
Mhm.
the end of it.
Right.
So at this point, I feel like they were probably moving at their own pace, and these guys was like, whatever, whatever. So a lot of people was like, well, it don't matter what they was doing. People gotta stop with that. People gotta stop with, well, it don't matter what she
Oh, it
was
matters.
doing. He shouldn't have did. No, it does
Oh,
matter.
it matters. And I'll tell you this, and I'm sure you can attest. Security guards, or as people call them, mall cops, which is funny
Mhm.
because they're not all at malls.
Right.
But security guards, they are way more chill than police officers. You're gonna have a lot less videos of security guards tripping in videos and like abusing their power than you are with like police officers.
Mm-hmm.
They're security guards are like, this really ain't worth it. I'm just trying to get back home. So, they're just like, hey, let's squash it, separate you, remove you from the building, whatever. And
Right.
by the time they get down to wanting a fight and doing mace, that means people really, really did, too much.
Right.
Yeah.
And get this, it was 1:50 in the morning. Now, the parents kept talking about these are little girls. These are little girls.
150.
How many little girls? Now, these parents, they didn't look to be that old, BJ. They looked to be maybe early to mid 30s,
Oh,
maybe.
the parents?
So the parents.
Okay. Wow.
So, I mean, the mom had a nose ring, a big nose ring, like a bull ring in her nose, for crying out loud. So, I mean,
So I guess they probably were kids or young, very young women.
and that's my point. It's 1:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
What are they, 19, 18, 17 at 1:50 in the morning? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't know, man. That's just me though.
Wow.
That's Vince. But anyway, I sent you, if you can, pull up a hair of a video so our people can check it out. And we can discuss it, man. I want to know what Mifa ever think about this one.
Um, this may not be the exact video you sent, but I do have something here.
Yeah, I don't think what I sent is good anyway. You can probably just find one.
Eat a dick. Eat a dick. That's the badge number. Go fuck your mother. That's why.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. And if you can see, that video is crazy. So here we have two Plano, Texas police officers. They're going crazy
Or
at
security
this
guards.
Plano Super Bowl. They were verbally assaulted and maced by these police officers for, it wasn't no reason. I mean, in the video, you could clearly see the police are the aggressors. These are women. And I highly doubt if they were of another race
Let's-
that they would have been treated
Small
in
clip.
this manner. Both these
Oh my
officers, this is the
God,
first
man.
officer, and let me put up the second. This is the second officer, and he is like screaming in this lady's face. He's telling her to go F her mama, and he's just acting crazy. They both are acting belligerent, and just show up in this manner. And instead of de-escalating the situation, they literally made it worse. Women say that they came over there and did this because they asked for a refund for the drink. They were not refunded, and these officers came and just basically said that they had to get up out of there. And then once they were trying to
Sure, they
leave,
did
they were
more
just
than
screaming
ask for a
insults, calling them
refund.
They did.
bitches, all types of stuff. And this is just unacceptable behavior. About to be dealing with this crazy, and
I already know exactly what happened.
I hate the fact that we gotta always. I'm pretty sure if they was different color, it wouldn't happen like that. Get the
Mhm.
freak out of here with all that,
Mhm.
man.
Yep.
Get out of here with all that, man.
Yep. Get out.
I'm so sick of that crap, man. That everybody want to make these sisters the victim, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
What happened?
Cause I was a bug on the wall. As a matter of fact, I was there. That's how confident I am.
I
in
can't
what
wait to
happened.
hear this.
So they were at the bowling alley. It was a bowling alley, right? Of course it
Bowling
was, because I was there.
yeah.
All right, so look, they serve drinks at the bowling alley, serve beer and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Have fun. It's especially at 1 a.m. They go up to the counter. They're like, they got a little issue. It's they felt like they were charged too much, or whatever. They're a little riled up. they go up there and they're not respectful at all. You know, they got some attitude.
Mhm.
You know, talking to the people however they want to. You know, and the people are reluctant to do anything for them. They're like, man, you know, I get out of here. You're drunk.
Right.
Security comes over.
Right.
Security comes over. Now they're talking to security reckless, and security probably came over like, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, you need to leave, you know,
Yeah.
or not even what's going on. Just, hey, you need to leave.
Mhm.
They are they officers? No, I don't think they're officers. I think they're just security.
Their
Um,
security, because they actually, the management actually said the name of the security company. So if they are officers, they off-duty officers. At that time, they were just security guards.
Yeah. So then to wrap it up, you know, they're getting, you know, they're like, you know what, okay, yeah, we'll leave, you know, and but they're not leaving peacefully. They're saying all of this. Someone's gonna say something about how one of the security guards looks and talk about their mama, talk about their wife or something, you know, and then you know now the security guards route up. Now they're like, you know, you know, don't ask me for my badge, don't ask me for nothing. Just get out of my face before you know I you know have to resort to other methods, mace you and stuff like that.
Right.
That's what I believe happened. I believe that they were just disrespectful the whole way through and nobody
Mhm.
wanted to deal with it, and it got down to some security guards that really, you know, they're really like okay, I'm chill all the way up to the point where I feel like you're testing me personally.
Right.
And then they're no longer just security guards, you know, now
They pissed off men.
now they're pissed off men,
Yeah.
you know.
Now I'm gonna follow that up with something that's a lot more, that could be a lot more traumatic. Like I said earlier, the video that I saw looked like the dad, the uncle, the mom. There was a couple more people with him that was out of camera view. Went up to this place. Now let's just say other security guards was there, because clearly they're not gonna let the same security guards be up there. But other security guards are there. So the dad, the uncle, they come up there and they pissed.
Right.
You done maced my niece. You done handled my niece wrong. They pissed.
Yeah.
They come up there. And
I
they
need to
come up
talk to
there
your
with
manager.
straight in their eyes. Do me like that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Do me like that. Make, you know,
Of course. I get why they came up
something
there like that.
goes on, because now you got men testing men. Nobody wants to back down. All men got to show how tough they are. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're approached by another man. I got you. Oh, you ain't gonna come up here. What you think you finna do?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These guys got guns. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, whatever the case may be. Stuff like that, man, like I said before, can go so bad from look where it started.
Right.
With these little girls getting into it, like you said, with these security guards.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a whole lot of what you said was true. And it just kind of escalated from a lot of crap talking. But it could have ultimately, because if the video I saw, they knew it was security guards and they knew, but the dad still was trying to get in his manager's face. I mean, his guy had to come up there.
Right.
And I was just kind of looking like, oh, is this dude finna check the manager? White guy.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He just was like, so what you think? That don't look like assault to you? I mean, he was getting a little aggressive with it.
Right. What are you gonna do about it? This happened on your property.
Exactly. And the little uncle also, he was like, oh, he don't care.
Instigating.
Yeah. But the manager, of course, he don't want no problem, man. He got his arm crowd. Listen, police come up here, whatever they want. They want the video, we're gonna give it to them. They want the numbers, we're gonna give it to them. I can't give it to you, but I'll give it to them. But why you can't give it to us and you'll give it to you're not the cops, man. You're not the cops. I can't give it to you.
No, that's not happening.
Right. No. But my point, that's just my point, man. People, we gotta stop with this crap, man. We gotta stop with this crap. because they're looking for the security guards at this point.
Exactly, and that escalates all the way to some serious violent stuff where at first it was just between some young disrespectful, most likely I'm gonna say they were probably disrespectful, some young disrespectful girls to some older, less, less or more probably temperamental men,
Yeah, they
that
could have
really don't
handled. I
got
think they
time
could have. Right.
for
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
they could have handled it. They was way all that derogatory stuff they was saying,
Uh-huh,
go F your
uh-huh.
mama
You,
and
you
all
you
that.
could tell they fell out of the security guard mode, and they're like,
Right,
okay,
right. They
which
don't
is
have the
probably
right.
their MO. If
Probably is.
if something goes down up there, they're probably it's how some security are. It's a lot less professional when it's time to
Yeah.
fight,
Right.
or when it's like okay, and we can get away with it because we got certifications or whatever we got or protect blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So they get a little out of character.
They don't have the right temperament for the trade. That's for sure.
For sure. And then,
To
like you said, then it gets traumatic because then now those that love those little bad girls come down and they're like, okay, do me like that.
exactly.
And yeah,
And
yeah,
now it's a whole different animal.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different animal, man. So it's just not, it's just not. And I gotta say, man, a lot of these youngsters, man, they on some other stuff, bro. They not these 18, 17, 18, 19, 18, 16 year olds, man, they will cuss you out. They'll cuss a
Mm-hmm.
grown-up out in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you really have to. You see now how these students are so quick to fight these teachers. Man, we ain't had no student trying to fight no teacher back in the day, man. No matter how much we didn't like the teacher, we wasn't trying to
Man.
fight them.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I could imagine back then that would be like, oh, did he just swing on the? Oh, what is going on? Did he
Yeah,
just fight or did he just like I'm sure back then? I mean, that was like, oh wow,
man,
whoa,
that
that's
was that.
crazy.
Nothing like
Defend,
that would
maybe even
happen,
defend the
bro.
teacher. Maybe
No,
even fight maybe even students like would like probably get up and defend the teacher and like, oh,
and you're probably right, bro. What you doing? You don't be
yeah,
hitting Miss So and So.
exactly.
What
Because
you get
it
out of
was like an authority thing, It's like,
right?
yeah,
Dang,
yeah,
man, what you doing, Vince? You don't get up in
right,
Mr. So and So's face,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
But we didn't have those issues, man. I mean, we respected authority. Now, these kids, you see these kids, man, video after video with a doggone kid is swinging on the teacher. This is
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. It's like,
So
whose
I
turn is
said,
it?
I said all that to say, I mean, I'm pretty sure they was getting a little rowdy with these security guards, and probably like you said, they hit a couple of nerves to where these guys they took the security hat off. Like, oh, okay,
That's what I'm thinking because security typically doesn't get to that point. Like it doesn't take much to get them over, but
Mhm.
they start off chill. They don't, they start off
Yeah,
like, hey, just get out of here. I got a whole night. I got, I'm just trying to. I don't. I personally think that there's more police officers or videos or evidence of police officers looking for aggression or agitation or that confrontation versus
Mhm.
security guards,
Right,
you know. But security
right,
guards are definitely there for it. Like, oh, it's here. Okay, I'm not, I'm
yeah,
not gonna shy away.
right. Chris said, "Why do they have to fight?" Toy said, "BJ, not sure about your story.
What?
Maybe it happened that way. Vince, you are correct, but it all has to stop. The security guards were out of line
Mhm.
the way they handled it.
Yeah.
Vince, correct, these kids are absolutely disrespectful." Chris said, "I don't even remember anybody hitting teachers. No, nobody hit teachers, man." And Chris said, "That's crazy because when I was young, teachers were the only one in my daily life. They were the first front to me being better." Yeah, man. I mean, that wasn't even a consideration. I
Right.
mean, your teacher told you sit down, maybe, talked a little bit, whatever, too much. That's it, man. As far as talking, cussing the teacher, swinging on teacher, definitely was a no.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like that go on, man. So I'm saying all that to say, I'm pretty sure you heard them in the video cussing. They cussing just like the security guards were.
I remember, and that's why my story was that way, and painting them as disrespectful because of how it is today. Because I remember growing up, teachers were kind of like not like extended parents in the way of love, but extended parents in the way of authority. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't hate listening to your teacher. You didn't hate like, oh, hey, like I have to listen to them. You just did it. Like, hey, sit down, be quiet, don't talk so much. And you'd want to, you'd kind of, want to, but you'd respect them and you go like, oh man, like, okay, let me wait. Maybe they'll turn around or something.
Yeah.
Let me, maybe I could
Because
pass
even
a
the
note.
ones that wasn't super nice, you still,
Yeah.
Man, Miss Bond be tripping, man. But
Yeah.
I mean, when you got there, hey, Miss Bond,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You're not walking in like, flicking her off and going, look, I'm
Nah,
not going to do nothing you tell me to do today.
nah.
Like, it's
You
not.
going, Miss Bond, can't you let me? I need better grade, it's that
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
So I say I believe the lines are too close now between kids and adults. Exactly. I totally agree. Example, child 18, mom 33, grandmother 46. Who teaching the morals, values, and respect of a family? That is why we are getting this. Yeah,
I
they're
don't agree.
very, very close together.
I don't
Very
agree.
close together. Yeah, because I mean, if you 18 and your mama 33, she just trying to get the foolishness out of her. She maybe still got something going on.
I I don't think that's what it is, only because people have been having children young for centuries, for thousands of years actually.
But bro, you're absolutely right. But they had a different way of raising, man.
Exactly. It was different. And that's
They
why,
had
not
a
because of the
different
closeness
way
in
of
age.
raising.
It's just because of morals.
It's morals, and yeah, you're right. You're right. It's morals, and I mean the moms back then, they didn't dress like the moms now. They weren't competing with the daughters. They wasn't letting the sons' friends holler at them. The daddies were actually going to work, and instead of now where they ain't trying to do much or nothing
Yeah.
because I mean it's too hot outside, and these people ain't paying enough, and
Yeah.
so it's a whole different deal, man, with the women and the men now. You know
Now
what I'm
let's
saying?
now let me see if you agree with this. I think because of the maturity of the younger people back then, someone that was 20 could easily, in the 1800s, someone that was 20 could easily be like a 40-year-old today. I think that's why you had children coming up in school and stuff, almost being like little men and little women and being so respectful or so, like, and they're still kids, but at the same time, they're not as disrespectful or as crazy or as violent, maybe to authority. And like,
And like you said
kind
once
of,
upon a time, not as much influence then.
yes,
That's a big deal.
yes,
Not as much influence, man. I
influence.
mean, the most we gonna look up to is granddad and mom and grandma, and we wasn't really looking up to a lot of the internet stuff and the rappers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Back then we wasn't trying to be, just because we seen Tupac rapping. I wasn't trying to be Tupac. I knew I wasn't Tupac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now, a lot of these cats they see the Lil Durks and the Kevin Gates and them guys, and that's
A
who they
lot of
want to be.
influence. Yeah. A lot
Yeah,
of influence, and not influenced by what Chris is saying here, by the man that controls the house,
right.
because that would be your number one influence.
Should be anyway. But yeah.
But you lose that, you lose the influence from your mom, from your dad.
Mhm.
Now you're influenced from everything outside. You pick. Hey, just pick who you want to raise you.
Pick who you want. You want the dude down the street doing what he doing, or you want the cat on the internet doing what he doing, or you want the gal on the internet just
Yeah.
making money because she got a nice body and she parading around
Yeah.
on live with a thong up her ass.
And they tell you on social media, they say, don't be a little bee. Don't let somebody punk you. Don't let somebody talk to you any kind of way. Not realizing that they're not talking about your teacher,
Right.
and they are and they are not the best example to follow either.
They not,
The
man.
person telling you this.
Yeah, and Chris saying mom and dad, we need both. You're right. And also, BJ, we have to stop. And it's a lot of the ladies, man. You gotta stop getting on these videos with all of this. If it wasn't a black woman, they did this and did that. You gotta stop that crap, man. You gotta stop that. It don't matter if you black, green, white, blue, or whatever. If you disrespectful, you disrespectful. Period.
Exactly.
Period, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so hard for people to understand, man. It ain't a black white thing. It ain't a woman thing.
I think if we take out all the negativity, then we could really identify racism. It's like, okay, you have this civil person and this civil person, and they're being treated differently. But when you have this rude person and this rude person, I mean, you can't just always chalk that up to racism or prejudice, because the person that was being, you were being rude to or whatever, it's a different person. I mean, they take it however they want, and there's no common sense, there's no logic to when someone gets upset and mad. Was there any logic to these security guards going off on little girls like that? No. I think they obviously got pushed to that point.
Yeah.
But
But
imagine if,
also, though, like you say, like I say, and like Toyota says, they still have to be able to control themselves, man.
of course,
That ain't gonna be the first time they're gonna get called out their name. It damn sure ain't gonna be the last. When you're a security guard, you have to be able to maintain your control.
yeah,
And you have to be able to just move people out of the establishment without using so much force. Now, not one time did I see any of these girls swing on them.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, somebody swings on you, that's a different thing.
Right.
But if nobody swings on you, then you allow these people to keep running their mouth as long as they moving out the door and close the door behind them. That's it.
Well, if you ask me, and I feel like since I'm on the podcast, I'm kind of asked, these security guards, I think they were so like verbal against them because they couldn't fight them, because the little girls weren't swinging on them, because they're not men that they're talking to. So to get their anger out, they're like, oh, I'm just gonna we're just gonna trade insults.
Could have been, but like I said, they supposed to be trained better than that.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you just let them talk, and you just, hey, I need you to leave. I need you to leave. I need you to leave. Well, I need you to leave.
Yeah.
Especially you saw those guys had some size on them. I don't think it took much for them to get those little girls out of there.
No.
Probably just a little, hey, walking them back. We need you to go. We need you to go. You're gonna go to jail. We need you to go.
Yeah.
Let them keep cussing you out or whatever, as long as they don't put their hands on you. But yeah, they went too far. But hopefully, man, it gets resolved quick, because I hate to see somebody get hurt behind this, or worse, get killed behind this, or go to jail behind some of this foolishness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. Nobody was hurt. Most was hurt was their feelings.
Yeah,
on both sides. The feelings was hurt. Get over it. Get your feelings, get your feelings together and get over it. So look here, brother. We're gonna get up out of here, man, and get ready for this weekend, man. I appreciate you what you sent me today, man. Please do that for me, man. Keep your prayers going. Your boy dealing with a lot, but I'm gonna come through with flying colors, man, because that's what I do.
Hey,
That's what I do, baby. That's what I do. You know, got a lot of obstacles against me. You know, truck breaking down again. I bought this truck 2 weeks ago, and it's already in the shop. For
yeah, that
May.
was a shocker.
Yeah.
That was a
Hopefully it's
shocker.
not major, man. I'm hoping and praying. The guy told me today though. He said, "Man, I can't. I'm telling you right now, I can't even look at it until Friday, maybe even Monday." He said they got 55 trucks down in the shop, and
Dang.
4. He said we got 1 diagnostic guy and four guys turning wrenches. So they
Man,
got 4 people working on 55 trucks.
you need a mechanic that's not in the middle of Houston.
Well, the reason I chose this one because it's a transmission, and it's a Volvo, so I needed Volvo to fix it because if you
Okay.
take it to somebody that's not Volvo, they got to be waiting on parts, and parts may
Yeah.
come, may not come.
Right.
So I wanted to take it where I can get back on the road ASAP. So hopefully Volvo have their own parts there, and they just got to plug and play, man. Probably gonna cost me a little bit more, but you know,
Get it done right. I hear
get it
you.
done right. Sure it's gonna be a warranty on it coming from there. So that's what it is. So yeah, I like
Right
what you shipped me though. I appreciate that, and I thank you for that, brother.
Thank you, man. Stay up.
So next week, man, everybody have a great weekend. Until then, man, holla.